26th of October here on this Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Matthew East. This is today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. And a couple of more mild afternoons today and tomorrow before it turns sharply colder for Friday and the weekend. And it'll stay pretty chilly right on through Halloween. And there's some forecast uncertainty. We're dealing with maybe another shot of some rain as we get into late Halloween and Tuesday especially. I'll show you that in today's edition of the video. And also we'll talk about Hurricane Rina and the role it might play in some part of the U.S. Now let's start with the radar this morning. Kind of interesting to look. Here you have some rain stretching from New York into Pennsylvania and Ohio down to parts of the Ohio Valley. But all this activity in parts of Colorado, Wyoming, and far western Nebraska, that's all snow. And in fact, you have some winter weather products up for that. Parts of the Colorado Rockies especially could get over 1 foot of snow with this current storm system. And there comes the chilly air, and this means business. This is a big-time blast of cold air that's entered the northern Rockies, and it'll be plunging southeastward here as we go through the next few days. Here's the upper air chart off the European model. And again, you see that digging disturbance there in the Rockies in the southwest fueling that winter storm. As we get on out to Saturday morning, you're looking at the pretty significant trough swinging through the eastern part of the country. And notice another piece of energy digging down behind it. And here's what the European does by Tuesday. Look at that. Big time closed 500 millibar low sitting over western Tennessee. And I'll show you the differences in the GFS and the European in terms of the precip in just a moment. Let's talk about today. Beautiful day. Lots of sunshine, just some high clouds. Highs in the Piedmont well on up into the 70s. Tomorrow, I think we squeeze in one more day with highs in the 70s, although some clouds will be on the increase. But by Friday, it is going to be sharply colder, and really it looks like a day Friday where we'll see for much of the Piedmont pretty much an overcast sky, and as we get deeper into the day, Friday afternoon and Friday night, some areas of rain will likely develop on in. And we're probably talking highs at most in many Piedmont spots Friday in the mid-50s, and in many spots it could only be low 50s for highs. So it's going to be much, much colder by Friday. Saturday, I think any rain that's around in the morning will end, and we'll see some sun probably try to build in by afternoon. Sunday looks like a day with full sunshine. Now here's what the European does on Saturday. It's going to crank out some pretty good snows from parts of the Virginias on up into even the big cities, the I-95 corridor. Notice the GFS, again, not that aggressive, although it's now they're in much closer agreement than they were. So definitely could be some snow by Friday, and I think especially Friday night and Saturday for parts of the I-95 corridor. All rain around the Piedmont zones with this late Friday and Friday night, but it's going to be a chilly rain for sure. All right, going on. Sunday, lots of sunshine. We'll probably start off the day in the Piedmont with lows in the low and mid-30s, maybe some light freezes in some spots. Highs again Sunday, struggling to make it up toward the mid and upper 50s. Halloween is where more differences come into play. This is going to be Monday on the GFS, and then we go out to Tuesday on the GFS. And notice it has a low well offshore. Not the case with the European. Look at Tuesday morning on the European. Very pronounced cold air damming, and that's a wet Monday night and Tuesday on the European. It's been pretty consistent with that, so I have included some rain chances into Tuesday's forecast, and we'll see. Maybe we can hold that rain off if it does develop until after the trick-or-treating time frame on Monday evening. And then on Wednesday, we're kind of gearing up for the next cold front that's off to our west, and it'll be there later in the week. Now let's talk about the tropics. There is Hurricane Rina, and it is a very significant Category 2 hurricane. Here's the computer model guidance. I know that's not really overly helpful. Basically, the idea is most models end up in the longer term weakening this and just meandering it down here near the western part of Cuba. Some models, though, keep it strong enough to get picked up by the incoming trough and shoot this off to the northeast. One of those models that does that is the GFDL. And there it is a major, or at least a strong hurricane interacting with the Yucatan, including the resort areas of Cozumel and Cancun, and then making a run at southwest Florida. But again, that is kind of an outlying scenario. Here's the Hurricane Center forecast right there. They will weaken this down eventually into a tropical storm as it kind of meanders around the western part of Cuba, maybe close to the Florida Keys. But it's uncertain. Again, the stronger this remains by the weekend, the more northeast this could get pulled in the direction of Florida. So we shall see. All right, that is it for today's edition of the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy this warm weather for a couple more days, and God bless.